Right. Right, everyone. As you can see from this slide, have you been patched yet? There are 3 words here: elevate, activate, and regenerate. I'd like you to remember these 3 words as we go through the presentation. This technology causes your own GHKCU, which are your copper peptides, to elevate in your body through this little patch that I'm not holding, this little patch, and this patch here that I'm wearing on the back of my neck, all right, has little crystals that cause my copper peptides to elevate, which then causes my stem cells to activate and thereby go throughout my body and regenerate my organs and tissues that are needing attention. Right. It's not getting down. Here we are. Lifewave stem cell reactivation technology in a patch. This product is way ahead of its time. This technology, the future of medicine going ahead is in stem cell, with stem cells. And right now you can go and instead of having a knee replacement, you could fly to India right now and get some stem cells injected into your knees and avoid a knee replacement. But this patch here is going to cause your own stem cell to reactivate and possibly your own knee to generate. We have had good testimonies in that line. Right, what are stem cells? The New England Journal of Medicine stated that the #1 indicator of wellness is directly correlated to the number of adult stem cells in the bloodstream. Stem cells develop into any kind of cell needed. They have the ability to heal, repair any organ or tissue, and it is the most important cell in your body. This little video clip that I'm going to play now will explain the technology and the science far better than I can. I am a teacher. I'm not a medical profession. And I'd like to just state at this stage, I'd like to make a disclaimer that at no time does Lifewave claim to heal, diagnose, or prevent any illness. But I'd like to tell you that in my own circumstances, our own testimony, my husband was diagnosed with motor neuron disease 2 years ago in October 2023. Of course, this diagnosis shook us terribly, but I was introduced to Lifewave patches in April this year, and Neil has been able to manage the awful symptoms of this disease. They've assisted him in the management of the symptoms hugely. And in my own story, I am using them, and my osteoarthritis has greatly improved. Let's see what they say about this in this video about the technology.
We all hope to age gracefully so we can enjoy our later years full of energy, vitality, and good health. But so often, with age, our bodies start to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy, skin, healing and recovery time, sleep, it all just seems to go downhill. Unless you're using Lifewave. David Schmidt, our founder, creative force, and world-class inventor behind Lifewave technology, has recently achieved something in the field of regenerative science with a single Lifewave patch that researchers worldwide, spending years and billions of dollars, could not. Introducing Lifewave X39, the world's first product ever to activate stem cells. A true breakthrough in regenerative science that helps restore our bodies to a healthier, more youthful state in a way no other product can. The secret? By harnessing the power of Lifewave's patented phototherapy, X39 uses light to elevate a peptide proven to signal the activation of stem cells. Think about it. These are the cells that generate and regenerate all the cells and structures of the human body. They're the building blocks for our organs, tissues, blood, and immune system. They also serve as an internal repair system everywhere. But as we age, stem cells become less effective. Their ability to repair damaged tissue is reduced. In fact, by age 60, they've slowed dramatically. But all that changes when just one Lifewave X39 patch is placed anywhere on the body each day. Instead of older and less effective stem cells, X39 supports the production of younger and healthier stem cells. This amazing level of control over your vitality and well-being was simply not possible, let alone this easy, until now. And the best part? Like all Lifewave patches, X39 is safe, non-invasive, and incredibly cost-effective. Look what people are saying about Lifewave X39. Backed by clinical studies, multiple patents, and 20 years of development, any one of these benefits would be impressive. But X39 is so effective, it can influence everything about your body, how you look, feel, perform, and heal. It's time you experience the power of X39.
Right, so you might understand a bit more now with that video how the technology works. Now I'm going to tell you a bit more about Lifewave itself, the company. David Schmidt actually started this company in 2002, and he spent some time in research as a scientist and an inventor. And in 2004, he was tasked by the Navy SEALs in the United States to produce a patch that would give energy and vitality and help the Navy SEALs operate, even if they had been deprived of sleep for 48, 72 hours. And he came up with the energy enhancer patch. All right, since then he has developed quite a lot in the field of phototherapy. And this company is open in 87 countries. It produces innovative and patented products. Now, the figures in the slide show the uptake and the incredible rate at which this company has expanded. David Schmidt took 10 years to bring this product, the X39, to market. You're going to hear a lot about X39 in this presentation. He, apart from the other patches, which we will go into later, he launched the X39 stem cell patch in 2019. But the world closed down in 2019 with the outcome of COVID. And so the figures, the company only started bringing in, well, it brought money in earlier, but in 2021, the turnover was 20 million. Look at the uptake in just 1 year in 2022, 320 million. 2023 turned over 430 million, and 2024 closed out at 620 million. I was at the Lifewave conference in Johannesburg in South Africa in June, and they were talking about the projection being 1 billion in 2025, but it has already far exceeded that. The growth rate in this company has been over 3,000% in the last 5 years, and Lifewave is the fastest growing direct sales company in the world and has been the winner of the 24 and 25 Bravo Growth Awards. The picture in the top left is the headquarters in San Diego, and the products, the patches are also manufactured in Galway in Ireland, and the Irish government has actually given Lifewave a grant for their company in that country. Here is our founder and inventor, the CEO of Lifewave, David Schmidt. David holds over 200 patents. He is a scientist and an inventor. He's a 2-time recipient of the Advanced Technology Award from the International Hall of Fame. He is not a medical doctor, but he holds honorary doctor degrees in science and technology. He specializes in age reversing. And yes, you're hearing correctly, age reversing, not anti-aging. This is a claim that it is quite a claim to make, but as you will see in the slides that are coming ahead, you will see why he can claim that age can be reversed. In 2008, David focused his attention on stem cell research, and the X39 patent took 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to market. Here is a sample of one of the patents. Now, the fact that he's got 200 patents is an achievement in itself. I believe there's only one other person who has that many patents in the world. This is this X39 embodiments as a result of elevating copper peptides, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants. I will carry on from the small writing: reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. Why the X39 stem cell activation patch? Well, these are frightening statistics. A teenager has about 1 billion active stem cells. The aging process takes 60% of those away by the time you are 30. And by the age of 60, you have lost 90% of the efficacy of your stem cells, and they have dropped to 100 million. This is what is the cause of chronic illness, all the aches and pains that seem to start at the age of 60. How does the X39 work? The X39 patch is the holy grail of anti-aging. It uses the GHK-Cu copper peptides. These are clinically proven. These peptides are clinically proven to activate your dormant stem cells. The patch has some organic nanocrystals. I think of them as little mirrors that are reflecting your heat and light back into your body, just the way, and to elevate your copper peptides, very much as if you were sitting in the sun and the sun was causing, the sun's heat and light were causing your body to elevate vitamin D, to make vitamin D into your body without a pill. This is the same process. It is photobiomodulation. These patches reactivate your own stem cells, and they use no drugs or stimulants. They are non-transdermal. They are not like a nicotine patch or a fentanyl patch. Nothing goes into your body and nothing comes out. Therefore, they are safe to use together with any medication you are on, and they are non-invasive. The benefits of X39. These are just a few. There are many. But my husband and I have experienced just about every one that they claim. Rapid pain relief. My husband's pain was reduced overnight by putting Lifewave on his feet. That's another patch I will tell you about just now. But the X39 has given him immense pain relief. Reduced inflammation. It supports wound healing, energy and vitality, mental clarity. The mental clarity will be, I think, one of the most feedbacks I get from people who start with X39 is the improvement in their brain coordination. And I have certainly felt that in my body. It enhances sports performance, faster recovery from exercise, improved skin appearance, and many, many more. The X39 long-term results. This is per case studies. This website here on the top of the screen, www.thisisitinfo.com. Please take a note of that website, because this is where you can find an awful lot of information about these patches, the science and research behind it, the doctors' forums, and the testimonies. What to expect? In the first few days of wearing the X39, 4,000 genes begin to reset in the body. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes more balanced. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. Now, collagen is not just for the woman to look more beautiful or have a brighter skin. Collagen is essential within the body for your health in your muscles and joints, as well as the skin. Within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. Yes, you're hearing this correctly, reverses in age. I did hear an awful statistic that when we had those COVID vaccinations, our heart and vascular age was increased by up to 8 years. And the X39 can actually reverse our heart and vascular age. This is not anti-aging, this is age reversing, claims David Smith, our founder and inventor. Right, how do we wear the X39? This actually can be worn anywhere on your body, but the clinical tests have proven that if you wear it on your C7, that is the cervical number 7 vertebra on the back of your neck, or 2 inches below your belly button, those were the 2 positions that were used in the scientific research. I have to tell you that my husband puts his patches wherever he is sore, and he will use it. He's been using it on his left shoulder, and he's got a lot of movement back in that shoulder. You've got to wear it for 12 hours on and 12 hours off. The patch does last for 16 to 24 hours, so you can wear it for up to 16 hours, but you must have at least a 6 to 8 hour break from the patch, from your body, in order for your body to repair and rejuvenate and avoid a process called attenuation. It is important to drink a lot of good quality water. This assists the stem cells to move around the body freely and get to the places where the body is in need. Along with a new patch, you can apply the used patch the next day using medical tape if it's lost its adhesive property, and you can put it anywhere on your body. For example, my husband and I take both our used patches come off every evening when we go to bed, about 10, 11 at night, and both my used patch and Neil's used patch goes onto his knees or his shoulders the next day. But we always put a new patch on our C7 behind our neck. David Smith suggests that we do a 90-day process. He advises us to use the patches for a minimum of 90 days to get your body into balance. Then wear the patches for at least 1 month of every decade of your life for optimum results. Although this is the recommendation, we have seen results in weeks, days, hours, and even minutes. Remember, everybody's body is unique. Everyone's body is unique and different. So as we share testimonies, for instance, I've just patched someone this morning who had psoriasis, and she had relief within 15 minutes of me sitting with her this morning. So that was a quick result. Someone else has been trying to use a patch with psoriasis, and she's only felt a result after nearly a month. So let's balance our expectations. David Smith claims that X39 is his greatest achievement yet. Having a product that works this quickly and provides this many benefits seems like a miracle or too good to be true, but it is simply applying the magic of stem cells to the human body. Right, we are now going to get onto some of the topography maps and some of the scientific research behind this product. In this slide, this is the topography map of a 77-year-old woman. The first slide is the baseline before she has started using X39. The red indicates chronic inflammation in the brain. She has got a lack of brain coherence and very little stem cell activity. After 3 weeks on X39, the brain clearly shows no more inflammation and her brain coherence has improved. In the last slide, session 3, 6 weeks on X39, there was a complete turnaround in this lady's mind. She has vastly improved stem cell activity and better brain coherence. This slide shows the inflammation reduction in the heart, which actually backs up the claim that we can reverse the age of the heart. The first slide is the lower right ventricle. You can see the red inflammation in the lower part of the heart there. And after 2 months on X39, you can see the inflammation is there, but greatly reduced. And after 5 months, the inflammation is gone. Right, these slides show inflammation reduction in just 30 minutes. I think we've all felt that inflammation in the top shoulders, those who work at your desk or on computers or work out with your neck muscles. We all tend to tense our necks up with anything. And this is showing the reduction in just 30 minutes on those shoulders. The second slide is showing inflammation in the gut, in the stomach, and look at the reduction there. This slide is showing a lady's wrists, okay? She didn't even stick the patch onto her body. She merely held this patch for 30 minutes. The first slide shows inflammation in this woman's wrists, okay? The red clearly indicates that. And the second photo is after 30 minutes of carrying an X39 patch. Right. Some people will, oops, I jumped a slide, my apologies. Some people would suggest that this might be a placebo effect, but animals don't have any preconceived ideas. And this is a topography map of a horse, the before and after using X39 for 4 months. You can see that the coat is greatly smoothed down, and but the inflammation shows clearly in that topography map across the shoulder area where the purple is indicating chronic inflammation, and 4 months later, how greatly it has declined. This little dog is a famous little dachshund in South Africa. His name is Poplap, and this little dog, if you'd like to ask anyone who's invited you to this, this Zoom, if you could see a video of this little Poplap. His legs were paralyzed. He is dragging them around the lawn, and 4 days on X39, those little legs have come forward and he's jumping around with the other dogs in the family. This is Dr. Stacy Holwager. She's an American doctor. She advocates the X30, the Lifewave patches very much so. She's a beautiful woman anyway. She's been using the patches for 3 years, and you can see the collagen effect on her skin. Here is another lady who's been using the patches for 2 years. This lady lives in Australia. The development of the slides over the first year, you can see the improvement in the lines and wrinkles and brightness of her skin, and she's been on the patches for 2 years. Here is a lady who has also had a huge increase in collagen in just 1 year, but it isn't only the brightness of the skin, it's the eyelids seem to have lifted, and this is without surgery. This is a slide showing vitiligo. Now, vitiligo is an autoimmune condition that is very difficult to treat. In fact, it is the one that Michael Jackson had, and he'd use skin lightening creams, or the solution most people use is just adding makeup on top of the variegated skin condition that you've got there. But this vitiligo has been improved. The first gentleman on the lower right, in 3 months, look how the vitiligo has cleared off his forehead. He's still got a bit around his ears and his lip. But the gentleman on the right, his forehead has completely cleared, as can be seen from the delight on his face. This lady had Bell's palsy. She could not open her eye because of the paralysis in her face. And after 3 months, she was absolutely fine. Here is the picture on psoriasis with a lady who used X39 over a period of 10 days. This is a condition that's terribly difficult to get rid of. And so the X39 has proven time and again with people I have supplied patches to, they have reported back improvements in their psoriasis. Wound healing. This lady cut her finger very badly. She didn't take a picture at when it actually happened, but she decided, she is a brand partner in South Africa, she decided not to go for stitches and just use X39. And you can see the wound healing over a period just in day 2 and day 8. But in day 13, there was hardly anything left of the scar. And in day 20, it is almost gone. Here are some more wound healing slides, shows this person after 21 days. You can see the improvement across their cheek. This gentleman's, this slide is, it's not only the wound healing that you see, it's the brightness of his skin after 7 weeks and the strain that is relieved from his eyes. I think he was in a car accident. You can see the patches on his face in the first slide. Here is another slide showing a burn this time. You can see the patches on the hand, and after just 2 weeks, the result from that wound healing. Blood circulation. In 5 days, look at the improvement in this person's foot. I've had another lady whose legs were black, and she decided to stop the X39. She didn't decide to stop. Her order hadn't come in time, and after 1 week, she could see the blackness coming back into her foot, and the minute she started the X39, she could feel the improvement. Here is a slide after showing the blood circulation, a live blood analysis after just 10 minutes on X39, how oxygenated and free-flowing the blood is on the right slide. Here is a lady with edema being patched on with X39 after 3 weeks. Balding is another great, the improvement to balding is another great side effect of the X39. People don't generally take the X39 just for this, but it has had a remarkable change. My own hair is going darker and darker from the salt and pepper gray that I have. It also prevents hair loss. This is a slide showing much reduced hair loss after 3 months. Here is a slide. This is those of you who have got Telegram on your phone. Here is a picture that you could take with your phone to see if you can get onto the Telegram's testimonies app. But we have produced a new one called Linktree with the testimonies in alphabetical order, and it is much easier to use. So I will be posting that later or forwarding it to those who have attended the meeting. Here are just some samples of testimonies from migraines to gout, clarity of mind, Lyme's disease, nerve damage, epilepsy, fibromyalgia, multiple sclerosis. My mum had multiple sclerosis. It is a dreadful disease, and I'm just seeing how I just wish she lived in this day and age because of the relief people are getting from the symptoms of multiple sclerosis when they use the patches. Right, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, glaucoma, stroke, gallstones, macular degeneration. That's just some of the testimonies you will find. Previously, I spoke to you about the Energy Saver patch. That was David Schmidt's initial invention. He was tasked by the Navy SEALs team to produce this patch, but the United States swimming coach decided that what was good for the Navy SEALs would be good for his swimmers, and he patched his swimmers for the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens, and that's when Michael Phelps wore all the medals. And as you can see, they're wearing patches. It did cause a little bit of concern amongst the anti-doping people there, but their medals were returned to when it was discovered there were no drugs or additives in the patches. Serena Williams here wears them, David Beckham, Lorenzo Salvadori. Now that you've seen, you can start looking out for sportsmen on patches. Here is the website. This is at info.com that if you just make a note of this to find out more, do your own due diligence on patch performance, patents, testimonies, and doctors' reviews. Right. X39 is not the only patch. We've got another patch, the Eon patch, and the X39 is what we call the dynamic duo. All right. The Eon patch, it's also known as the happy patch, reduces inflammation, but it helps with stress and adrenal fatigue. We also have the X49 patch, which is called the performance patch. It improves muscle mass, bone density, and improved heart health. My husband and I are on both of those patches. The Lifewave is the one that relieves pain. It's a fast-acting pain relief. It eases tension, headaches, and has got with no drugs or side effects. Glutathione, one of my favorite patches, the detox patch. It boosts the immune system. It's a powerful antioxidant, and it eliminates heavy metals. Carnosine is the clarity patch used for to improve brain function. I live in a retirement home, and a lot of people in my complex are using the carnosine, and a lot of them are getting a benefit from a disease called macular degeneration of the eyes, and we've had some very good improvements in their eyesight using the carnosine. It increases and focuses alertness and improves thyroid function. We also have the silent night. The silent night patch induces melatonin, increases sleep duration, and improves deeper sleep by as much as 60% per night. I have told you previously about the energy enhancer. A lot of sportsmen use it, but also people who are needing energy in their daily lives. I've had a whole lot of people who've just run their Anyanga, the run Anyanga, which was a 32-kilometer run, and a lot of them were on the energy enhancer. It burns fat to give them energy. The SP6 is called the cravings patch. It has appetite regulation, it supports hormone imbalances, and improves liver function. The Alavida, I first saw this as the beauty sleep patch and dismissed it, but it is one of the best patches to push collagen into the body. And as you know, collagen is not just for beauty. It gives you a vibrant and firmer skin, reduces the wrinkles, and above all, stimulates the pineal gland. Right. People would think that if you were going to India or you were going to Mexico or something for stem cell injections, which are available, we know that stem cells are the way of the future. But injecting yourself with someone else's stem cells is very costly, upwards of 10,000 and more, and it doesn't always give the desired result. Whereas Lifewave patches are far more effective at a fraction of the cost. So here are the product prices. You've got the retail price and you've got a wholesale price. The retail price is 30% higher than the wholesale price. These prices, I must say, do not include your VAT and delivery, your taxes, your country tax, and the delivery. So we have 3 enrollment kits at the moment. Well, there is a starter kit. There is $295 that is before VAT, which will give you 3 sleeves of X39 or a mix and match of the other patches. So the support patches, as we call them, like the glutathione and the Eon, all right, you can get 2 of the support patches for the price of one X39. So you can mix and match in that group. The advanced is ideal for a couple or a family who would like to try them. Obviously, the different packages that we've got get cheaper the more you buy. The premium gives you 20 sleeves or a mix and match of X39 for 1,750. So what's next for you? You've got 3 options. You could be a retail customer and purchase the product at the retail prices. You could become a preferred customer and purchase the product at wholesale prices. Or you could become a brand partner where you would like to, maybe turn your Lifewave journey into a business by sharing with others. The choice is yours. Healing isn't just physical. This is what David Schmidt says. Healing isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and even spiritual. Light and energy can help create